Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I bring the amendment because what we're trying to do is prevent the department from implementing or using taxpayer money to implement Executive Order number 13502. And the effect of that executive order has been to mandate project labor agreements on projects that are worth $25 million or more. What we're talking about here is a requirement that is increasing the cost dramatically of projects, similar to the debate we had a little earlier. If you look at, there have been a number of studies done. There was a 2009 Beacon Hill study that the impact, if this type of policy was in effect in 2008, which fortunately it wasn't, but if this executive order was being implemented in 2008, all of the projects that were done that had a value of $25 million or more, it would have increased the cost to the federal taxpayer by between $1.6 billion and $2.6 billion. That's billions more that would be spent to carry out a project rather than having just pure open competition. We should be allowing free and open competition on projects and not artificially increasing the cost to taxpayers to carry out public projects. If you look at the Wall Street Journal, they specifically addressed the executive order that we're trying to prevent funds from being spent to carry out. Wall Street Journal actually criticized the executive order and called these handouts a raw, quote, raw display of political favoritism at the expense of an industry experiencing 27% unemployment, and they also called this a, quote, rotten deal for taxpayers. We should be trying to save every dollar we can. We should be trying to promote fair and open competition. That's why the Associated Builders and Contractors support this amendment. And go further on, there was an investigation done by the Washington Examiner regarding a project labor agreement on a federal building here in Washington, D.C. That one project, because of the PLA requirement, the taxpayers ended up having to foot an additional $3.3 million for that one project, a building here in Washington, D.C. And just want to go on a little bit further regarding studies, and a number of studies have been done regarding PLAs, but they show that it increases construction costs by 12 to 18%. So ultimately what we're saying is, look, if a PLA wins the day, wins the bid, that's their prerogative. But you shouldn't be mandating these increased costs. You shouldn't be shutting out those open shop companies. And by the way, the open shop companies represent about 87% of the U.S. construction workforce. So why would we be shutting out 87% of the people out there who want to compete for these jobs, for these construction projects? And why should we be adding over $1 billion to $2 billion of increased cost to the American taxpayer? We can stop it. We can save that taxpayer money and do a much better job of stewarding for the American people and allow more people to go back to work in a fair and open way. So with that, I will yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Washington.